Touch the Lake and welcome to Tibet this week, where we bring you news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's have a look at today's headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama meets with Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang. His Holiness the Dalai Lama offers birthday greetings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Sixth session of Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile begins. Speaker and Sikyong attend founding anniversary of Center for Middle Way Initiative. Department of Information and International Relations holds seminar and traveling exhibition on Tibet in West Bengal and Sikkim. Tibetan community hold meetings with offices of US Congressional leaders. Representative Telo Tulku Rinpoche concludes Mongolia tour. Tibet Information Office Australia holds training for Tibetan weekend school teachers. Representative Namgyal Choedup attends founding anniversary of the Northwest Tibetan Cultural Association, Portland. Representative Rigzin Genkhang calls on MEP David Lega. Former Australian Senator Lisa Singh visits CTA. Experts at seminar on Tibet beyond foreign policy highlight appalling situation in Tibet. On Thursday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama grant an audience to Sri Prem Singh Tamang, the Chief Minister of Sikkim, and group of ministers from his cabinet at his residence. Chief Minister Tamang later posted on his Facebook page expressing his profound gratitude to His Holiness for graciously accepting the Sikkim government's invitation to His Holiness to visit the state in the second week of October. Chief Minister also said the people of Sikkim are anticipating his visit and stand with the people of Sikkim to extend their grand welcome to His Holiness. On Sunday last week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama sent greetings to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, on his 73rd birthday. In the letter, His Holiness extolled the success of India's G20 presidency, culminating in the summit on the theme of Vasudev Kutumbaka, One Earth, One Family, One Future, which His Holiness called a theme that resonated strongly with his belief in the oneness of humanity. His Holiness lauded India's growing stature on the international stage and its scientific and technological capabilities and wished the Prime Minister good health and success in fulfilling the hopes and aspirations of the people of India. On Tuesday this week, the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile began its sixth session with the 7-point resolution of solidarity with the Tibetans inside Tibet. The session is scheduled from 19 to 28th of September. The Speaker in his commencement address briefed the House on the undertakings of the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile, including parliamentarians' periodical visitation to Tibetan settlements and communities, the 3 rounds of Tibetan Parliament's strategic meetings, Parliament's Tibet advocacy programs in different states of India, and so forth. Speaking on the grim situation inside Tibet, the Speaker informed the House of the official solidarity resolution, obituary reverence, and further provided updates on the working of the Rules and Regulation Review Committee. The Speaker ended the address with a call for unity amongst Tibetans and coordinated efforts from all in resolving the Sino-Tibetan conflict. The session continued with Sikyong, the incumbent Kalun of the Department of Religion and Culture, presenting the precise 2022 to 2023 annual report of its main ministry office as well as of institutions under it. Motion for debate on the department's precise report and its reviewed by the Standing Committee was tabled, followed by Sikyong, the incumbent Kalun of the Department of Religion and Culture, presenting Kashak's clarification. On Wednesday this week, a group of members of Himachal Bharat Tibetan Sangh across India visited the Central Tibetan Administration and had a meeting-cum-interactive session with the Sikyong on the Tibet freedom struggle at the Kashak Secretariat. On Thursday this week, the member of Himachal Bharat Tibetan Sangh, led by Saurav Saraswati, visited Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile and witnessed the ongoing 6th session of the Parliament of the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile. Following that, the group met with Deputy Speaker Thomas Rinpoche and had an interactive session with members of Bharat-Tibetan across India on India-Tibet relations and the Tibet freedom struggle. On Saturday last week, Speaker Khenpo Sonam Temple, Sikyong and Deputy Speaker Thomas Rinpoche attended the 15th anniversary of the Center for Middle Way initiative. Speaker Khenpo Sonam Temple briefed on the Middle Way approach and the benefits of its policy to both the Chinese government and the Tibetan people, as well as the neighboring nations. Sikyong spoke on the 16 Kashak's strategic approach to prioritization of seeking recognition for Tibet's historical status as an independent nation via which countering China's misinterpretations of Tibet and further dispelling danger of China's narrative of Tibet being regarded as fact by other countries. Chief guest former Kowloon Tiba, Professor Samdong Rinpoche, during his address, asserted that the Middle Way approach is the only solution for resolving the Sino-Tibet conflict peacefully and said the responsibility must be shouldered by all the stakeholders, including the general public within their own capacity. The event saw the gathering comprised of former and current members of the Parliament-in-Exile, Secretary of the Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Dharamshala Tibetan Settlement Officer, representatives of the Tibet local bodies, members of the Center for Middle Way Initiative and the general public. The UN, EU and the Human Rights Desk, along with Tibet Museum of the Department of Information and International Relations of the Central Tibetan Administration, began its 11 days long speaking tour along with the exhibition on Indo-Tibet relations spanning 4 cities of Kolkata, Siliguri, Darjeeling and Gangtok across the state of West Bengal and Sikkim. Over 40 students and faculty members of the Sanskrit College and University attended the seminar. Parliamentarians Tenzing Jinmi from North America and members of the Tibetan community organizations in Minnesota held a series of meetings with the offices of U.S. congressional leaders, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Senator Tina Smith, Congressman Dean Phillips, and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar this month. The group advocated on the importance and significance of promoting a resolution to the Tibet-China Conflict Act bill in the U.S. Congress for Tibetans and urged the congressional leaders to be a co-sponsor of the bill. Postcard petitions which were signed by constituents asking for support for this bill were delivered during these meetings. The coalition also spoke on the current critical situation inside Tibet and the implementation of Chinese government policies to wipe out Tibetan language and culture, as well as raise concern regarding China's destruction of Tibet's environment. Representative Telo Tulku Rinpoche of the Office of Tibet in Mongolia, Russia and CIS countries completed a 4-city tour across Mongolia organized by Diluf Hutut Foundation and Moscow-based Tibet Culture and Information Center, which is Office of Tibet, from 7 to 17 September. The purpose of the tour was to raise awareness on His Holiness the Dalai Lama's life in Tibet before 1959 and in exile, as well as the impact of His Holiness had made on global stage. Telo Tulku Rinpoche spoke on His Holiness' vision for oneness of humanity as described in His Holiness' book, Beyond Religion, in which His Holiness has reiterated importance of cultivating warm-heartedness without touching upon any religious beliefs. Representative Telo Tulku Rinpoche visited the city of Bayan Hongor, Gobi Altai, Ulas Tai and Moron. The tour comprises photo exhibition, film screening and the distribution of the book Beyond Religion in Mongolian language, published and released in Mongolia by Diluf Hutut Foundation. The Tibet Information Office in Canberra organized a virtual training for Tibetan weekend school teachers based in Australia on 18 to 19 September. During the inaugural day of the training, Representative Kama Singh of the Tibet Information Office briefed on the status of Tibetan weekend schools in Australia. Education Kowloon Thalam Doma emphasized the importance of family members taking responsibility for the students' Tibetan education and advised the teachers about the importance of nurturing good human beings. The department assured of every assistance in distribution of textbooks and other learning tools to the Tibetan weekend school in Australia. The virtual training was attended by 50 Tibetan weekend school teachers from around 7 regions. Representative Dr. Namgyal Choedup from the Office of Tibet, Washington, D.C. graced the 30th founding anniversary of Northwest Tibetan Cultural Association, a Tibetan weekend school affiliated to Portland Tibetan Association, as a chief guest on 16 September. Chief guest Representative Dr. Namgyal Choedup lauded Northwest Tibetan Cultural Association for its successful 30 years while commending the organizing committee for its acknowledgement and recognition of elder Tibetans for their contribution to society. For the persistent existence of Tibet advocacy and Tibetan freedom struggle, Representative Dr. Namgyal Choedup implored the association to nurture and educate young Tibetans. The celebration was also attended by Tenzin Namgyal Tedong, a former Khalun Tiba and representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, former Tibetan parliamentarian Wangchuk Dorje, Eric Lemonson and his family, a longtime patron of Northwest Tibetan Cultural Association, sitting colonel, Clark County Superior Court Judge, and Mayor of the city, Steve Hogan, among others. Senator Jeffrey A. Merkley sent a letter of greetings expressing his commitment to promoting resources for the critical work of preserving Tibetan culture. On Wednesday this week, Representative Rinpoche Genkhang met with David Lega, member of the European Parliament. During the meeting, Representative Genkhang expressed her gratitude for his support to the initiative undertaken by the Office of Tibet, Brussels, in the European Parliament and briefed the MEP on the current situation in Tibet. MEP Lega expressed his gravest concerns on the worsening situation in Tibet and reaffirmed his commitment to continue support for Tibet. The two sides had a substantive discussion and agreed to maintain regular contact. MP Lega is a Swedish politician affiliated to the European People's Party, the largest political group in the European Parliament. India-Tibet Coordination Office, New Delhi and Center of Excellence for Himalayan Studies, Shiv Nadar Institute of Eminence, Shiv Nadar University, Greater Noida, jointly organized a seminar titled Tibet Beyond Foreign Policy at the campus on 13 September. The seminar was joined by Claude R.P., author and Tibetologist, Dr. Lobsang Yangzo, senior researcher at International Tibet Network, and Dr. Jabin T. Jacob, director of Center of Excellence for Himalayan Studies, Shiv Nadar Institute of Eminence. Thupten Rinzing, coordinator of ITCO, New Delhi, emphasized the pressing need to comprehend the Tibetan situation and lend support to the Tibetan cause. Aside from the conference, the Tibet Museum from Dharamshala was also invited, where they showcased a photo exhibition titled India-Tibet Relations on campus, which was thronged by students and faculties of the university. Former Australian Senator, CEO of the Australian India Institute and a long-time Tibet supporter, Lisa Singh, visited the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile earlier on Friday last week and met with Speaker Khenpo Sonam Tempel and Deputy Speaker Thomas Ring Tekang. Former Australian Senator also had a meeting with Sikyong Pembatsring at his Kashak office, followed by a meeting with Kalu Nonzudoma of the Department of Information and International Relations, CTA. They had an hour-long interactive discussion with Honourable Lisa Singh, former Australian Senator and CEO of Australia-India Institute, at Kalun's cabin last week. That is all the news for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you for watching Tibet TV.